It's all about like, do you want to feel out of shape?
Have you been doing your stretches?
No, and I really need to. My leg
Been
is
doing
fucked up.
Your thigh was hurt by standing up with a child.
And from playing baseball.
Yeah. I think you need to do some stretches.
Yeah,
Because Jackie Chan would have been able to do those things.
probably.
Yeah. A lot better than us.
I mean,
Every
in
time
this
we do
film,
these intros, I get sadder and
And
sadder.
They really do.
he wouldn't rumble about it either.
Wow, and I'm getting shamed. This has been a wonderful opening for me. Hi, and welcome behind the hype. With me, your host is always Brian Dressel. With me as always
I
is
was trying to do a pun.
no, I got it. With me
But
as
you
always
really got it.
is Chewy Darso,
Hi.
Jonathan Hardesty,
Hi.
and special guest from the Ass Crack of Dawn, Matt Dykes.
good morning.
It feels weird not calling you Matt Zombie Dog Dykes. I feel like I did you wrong there.
It's the morning. Open the dikes. Move the
little bit.
ships.
Does that work?
Yeah.
I mean, a dyke is a small river thing as well as a lesbian.
That is the best definition I think that could possibly have. It's a small river thing.
As well as a lesbian.
And a wire cutter, which I've been told we're not allowed to call them dikes at work anymore.
I wonder why. They don't want to offend those small river things.
But I'm like,
Wire cutters.
This
Really?
is so much faster to say hand me a dike versus hand me a wire cutter.
Yeah, but then there's the risk that you'll get handed like a tiny river or a lesbian.
I have a tiny river
someone
thing and
hands
I have
me
a lesbian. Which one do you want? I want the wire cutter. Then say wire
someone-
cutter.
If someone hands me a tiny river, I'm going to be really upset.
I think I'd be flattered.
It's
Anyhow, this is
emptying a water bottle in your hand.
it's a tiny river. Hope that was helpful.
No, now it's dangerous. It's an electrical wire.
Oh my god! Every time somebody, if they forget that, now that's just what you have to do at work now. Can you hand me that dike? Oh sure. Splash. What the fuck was that? It was a tiny river. And then just walk away. If you can moonwalk, even better.
As far as I knew, dikes were the things that you would put water in to raise boats up to the next level or something.
That might
have
be.
no idea.
That might be right. I know it's something to
have-
do with a tiny river, though. I know it's small.
I don't know at all. I'm sure there's somebody listening to this who's like, "Can you just talk about Rumble in the Bronx now?"
Yeah, speaking of little river things, let's jump right in.
Going
Solid
across
transition,
a
John. Well
little
done.
river
Way to go.
called the Atlantic.
Yeah, that's definitely a river. So Rumble in the Bronx is the movie of the day. That's going to be my attempt in a transition. I think John's was better. We're doing great.
Let's hoverboat on over to this movie.
Oh, there we go.
That works.
So Rumble in the Bronx, the third week of Jackie Chan month, and I say week as have we just taken off 2 weeks. So our months really broke down in 2021, and I feel no shame about it.
Yeah.
We're still just doing 4 weeks of people. It works. So we did Drunken Master, then we did Police Story, and now here we are with Rumble in the Bronx. I will say, make a bold claim here right out of the beginning, the quality of storytelling has been taking a very sharp decline, but the stunts have been going through the goddamn roof all month.
I would agree.
Does that seem about right?
'Cause
Yeah.
out of the 3 movies we watched so far, the motivations and plot points, this movie, I guess we can all have tea together sometime because
Wait, did he mean that?
Yeah.
none of this makes any sense.
Because we tried to murder him like yesterday.
multiple times.
Yeah.
And it's like, they're like, almost that makes everything better as well. Wait, did he mean that? We were going to have tea? Oh my god, that's amazing. That's
What
so
a nice guy.
What a nice guy.
What's tea?
What Americans have tea?
Is that like
We
beer?
like our tea.
Yeah, some of us, but not many. Um,
Brian really hates my get well tea.
it's brewed with garlic.
Yes.
Garlic is not fun to drink.
But it makes you better.
Than the vampires, I guess.
It's
That's
really
one way of finding out if you're a vampire.
I will say this much. I do feel better every time I drink it, even though I hate every second of drinking it.
and it's not just garlic.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of other stuff in it. Either way, Rumble in the Bronx. Matt, can you do a breakdown for us? I know how much you loved the story in this. Specifically, the story is what you keep talking about, how much you love.
Wow. Okay. So Jackie Chan arrives in America. He speaks Cantonese for all of 2 minutes, and then his uncle says, "Let's use English because it makes so much sense." They then drive to his store, which he is selling, and it's a really bizarre sale in which the person comes in and they just like talk about price and then say, "Okay, yeah, we agree," and then that's it. Immediately she owns it. There's no real legal stuff that happens. It's just the next day she owns the store and gets invited to the guy who she's bought the store's wedding. And funnily enough, it's bloody awkward because she just sat there at a table on her own.
I wouldn't have gone.
No.
Maybe that's just me. You have to come to my wedding. Okay.
And then there's a fight in the store. There is then some sort of loose story stuff with some Jackie Chan gets beaten up and like glass broken on him. There's another fight, and then there's a big sort of plot point of some diamond heist thing that they crash into a store, and then there's another fight, and then there's a
Hoverboat?
hoverboat, yeah.
Hovercraft?
Hovercraft is the word I was thinking of, and I couldn't really think of it. There's a hovercraft which drives around on the streets, and then there's a Lamborghini, and then there's a hovercraft that goes onto a golf course, which there is no way in hell that golf course is anywhere in America, because look at the goddamn mountains in the background.
Hey, we
let
have
alone
mountains.
New
We have them in our
York.
backyard.
Not like that.
Well, no, definitely not like that. But we do have mountains.
Not ones that look like they're completely covered in trees and grass.
I mean, maybe in Colorado? Definitely not New York.
There's some
Yeah, definitely not New
mountains in
York.
Wisconsin.
There's no mountains in Wisconsin. Those are hills.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they run over the bad guy with the hovercraft, and then cheer, and it ends. Like, just as fast as that.
Yep, it's just kind of there and then it's not.
All friends.
Yeah, oh yeah, Jackie Chan. All right, so to talk about this movie, like it's gonna sound like we really don't like it, and I really don't mean it to sound like that because I really enjoyed the hell out of this. I had a ton of fun, but that doesn't change the fact that it's very stupid. Like,
Yeah.
like I don't mean to be mean, but at the same time, like the plot in this movie it's kind of an insult to the word plot. Like there's just nothing in here. Like Jackie Chan shows up, he fights some dudes, those dudes hold a grudge, they chase him all over New York, but just not to kill him, just to kind of fight him and then lose because he's fucking Jackie Chan. And then that's basically the plot of your movie. They just kind of bump into another gang. Like, really, is this the whole thing?
Yeah.
And the main villain guy gets forgotten. The guy who instigates everything. It's Angelino.
Yeah, Angelino.
He's the one
thought
that
it was
does
Angelo.
everything.
Is it Angelo?
Angelo?
I thought it was Angela.
You're probably
Yeah.
right.
Angelo is the one that steals stuff from the store. Angelo is the one who gets them together to fight. How do you say his name in this movie? Kang?
Kang.
Kyung.
Kyung. So, and then he wants to shoot Kyung, and then he's the one that goes and robs the guys in the car and steals the diamonds and then hides them in Danny's wheelchair. He's the instigator for everything in this movie, and then he's just forgotten by the end.
But he's cool with Jackie Chan by
No,
the end.
he's not even there at the end.
Oh, I guess that's true, isn't
The
it?
No, he doesn't
guy
show up again. He's
Tony,
gone.
the guy who's wearing his duster all over the place.
That guy loves his duster.
And every time I look
Yeah.
at him, all I can think about is those episodes of Always Sunny when they fight over who gets to wear the duster.
That guy won.
Do you know what
all those fights.
That is the only time I've heard the phrase duster in It's Always Sunny. I always just think of it as a trench coat.
It's the fact that it's got the like cape thing on it.
Oh, is
It's
that
not
what
really
it
a
is?
trench coat, yeah.
Oh. I just
I
always
did the
thought
same
all
thing,
long
Matt.
coats
Chewie had
were
to
trench
explain to me
coats.
what a duster was because I'm like, why do they always call it a duster? It's just a trench coat, and then she had to explain it
It's
to
more,
me.
it's more like
thought it was an American
something that a cowboy would wear.
I mean, yeah, it makes a lot of sense once you say it. But before that, I'm like, these guys are just dumb.
But it
I
is
had that
interesting-
exact same thought.
It is interesting how long we've taken to try to kind of break down the plot, discuss it, talk about it, because that's really a testament to how stupid this movie is on paper.
I mean, we've been talking for about 10 minutes, and I think we've talked about the plot more than they did when they were making it.
Yeah.
And
mean,
that's the thing. It's like we can take shots at it all day, but the plot does not matter. That's not why we're here.
No.
Yeah.
I think this movie's just was written by a guy who's a fan of two different genres of New York, where you have the roughneck type people, the thugs,
warriors.
They
Yeah,
really
warriors.
like those sort of things, and they also like the organized crime with the people with their cool suits and I can't talk.
The mafia.
Yeah, the mafia
There we
type
go.
thing.
It's
So
pretty
they
much
wanted
across-
to mix those two together.
Do you like the Warriors in the Steven Seagal movie? Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Or a Jean-Claude Van Damme film? Like, there you go.
Though I just have to say that the freaking costume design in this movie drives me up the wall. The only time that they do a good job with the costume design is when they are exploiting Jackie Chan. I enjoy the fact that they actually exploit Jackie Chan's body in this movie. There's a lot of female gaze on him in this film.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't really get that in the other movies.
You don't get that in most movies. They don't
I mean,
do
I
a lot of
had
female
no
gaze
idea
at
how
all, but-
ripped he was.
Oh yeah, like they really show off. Like
Yeah.
it's like that tank top / like cut off shirt he wears
Yeah.
for his fights. Is just like, look at his arms.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at his arms.
Jackie was feeling good when he made these movies, especially when he's wearing his onesies that highlights his balls, to be frank.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
really, only his balls. There was a missing part of anatomy in there somewhere, but I saw 2 balls.
And they were definitely all pushed to one side.
Yep. Depending on the shot.
I mean, to be
Or
fair,
the-
it was still
split
pointing
right
up
down
from
the
when he
seam.
did his.
But the rest of it, I was just like, so someone watched Mad Max, but wanted to make a Warriors / gang movie thing, and they just like, you know what? Even though gangs in New York are classically known to wear certain colors, I'm pretty sure that's in New York too, not just L.A.
Red and Blue from the
Yeah.
Martin Scorsese movie.
Is that it? Or
It's
that's
in the
a-
Martin
that's
Scorsese
diff-
movie,
that's a
Gangs
different
of New
movie.
York,
That's a different thing. But like this gang has no cohesiveness. They are all trying to express themselves in a very individualistic.
No, you put
way.
it best when we were watching the movie. This is just the grown-up version of the gang from the fucking Ninja Turtle movie. They're in
Yeah.
the same clubhouse.
Yeah.
They're wearing the same shit.
They really are. It looks like this when they're in
Yeah.
their little like den, their hideout. It looks exactly like the Foot Clan's hideout, except with more lights.
More lights and less skateboarding.
Yeah.
And less
Otherwise,
Burger
pretty
King.
much the same. Yeah, and less cigarettes because man, those kids in fucking TMNT really like to smoke. Go back and watch
Kinda
that movie if you don't know what I'm
bad.
talking about. They're just like throwing cartons of cigarettes back and forth through that scene. It's nuts.
It's how you know they're bad kids though, because they're smoking.
That's true.
And they're not kids. They're all adults. Or am I talking about in this movie? Not.
Oh yeah, in this movie they're all adults. Well, they're grown up. They're grown up. They quit smoking. They got with the times. They listened to the ads in the '90s.
I mean, if you think about it, it's kind of progressive in one respect though, because the gang is just it's very it's not just they're not just having their own style. It's also very multicultural as well. You know, you've got white people and Asian people. You know, in one singular gang. You know,
My
normally in
favorite-
films, it's like all one race usually.
That's true.
That's true. But I think we all need to quickly try to choose our favorite gang member outfit. And I like the guy wearing the puffy red shirt.
Oh, you like Seinfeld?
Yeah. But the fact that it was a red shirt made it look extra piratey.
That's true. I'm going with the Duster guy. How do you not go with the Duster guy? That
Oh,
guy
the,
wore
the
a
duster who wore a poncho or poncho material as his scarf, and then underneath that a Dodgers uniform or
yeah.
something.
Oh yeah, it's a baseball jersey.
Baseball jersey.
He was
under-
the most uncomfortable person on set. I guarantee it.
Like, what is this? I mean, it is a multi-layered outfit.
Oh yeah, it looks great. Ish.
What were your
Ish.
guys' favorites?
Yeah, who are your guys' favorites?
The guy who almost got wood chippered, but had to carry his friend back. I forget. who
Oh,
he
his
was.
headless friend.
Yeah.
Oh, the
so-
guy who carried like basically a sack of blood.
Yeah. But like that guy's outfit, the red outfit. It's like okay with the hair ensemble. It was like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
were doing a thing that was striking visually.
I loved
I
it when they
just
threw
found
the guy in the wood chipper. Chewie just went, "Oh fuck, they did it."
This movie is violent.
I was like, no, they're not going to go there. This movie so far hasn't gone there. It went there.
Oh, there he goes.
I was trying to figure out how he was still screaming even though his head had gone in there.
Yeah, when his head went in, I'm like, "Oh, they just did you a favor, man. You don't want to go in feet first. That would take a long time. Head first, you're done pretty quick."
But then you can hear him still screaming. So I'm like, how?
Maybe they're going real slow.
Or his
It's dull
scream
blades.
was
We rented
so
it.
primal, it echoed in the innards of that machine.
Nah, I'm going with real slow. And they're just trimming his hair at this point, and like the scene's over
See-
before he ever actually goes in.
It was a rental wood chipper, and I didn't take care of the blades, so they're all blunted.
Matt, who was your favorite dressed guy?
Oh, it was the white guy who in the store, like, he just goes, "¿Qué pasa?" It's such a weird combination of things. Like, he's got this weird bandana thing, and then, yeah, it's just like really baggy clothes. It was just such a weird outfit. And then add to that with him going, "¿Qué pasa?" I'm just like, what the hell?
I really feel like the costume designer of this movie went to a like Halloween / thrift store and just grab stuff. Each person just go in blindfolded and grab stuff, and that's what you're wearing.
We need costumes tomorrow. Just put shit in carts. We'll figure it out later.
We're just
And
throwing
then
it
they're just
at
standing there
you.
at set. They're like, "This was a bad idea. I'm not backing down."
Big ol' oops.
And like, I said this earlier, however long ago we started talking, that like I really don't want to feel like we're shitting on this movie because I really do enjoy it, and I kind of want to move over to the stuff that I legitimately enjoy, not kind of like winking at it, like the costumes, like this is real stupid, but it's entertaining. The reason to watch this movie and the reason it was such a fucking hit internationally had nothing to do with any of this stuff. Nothing to do with the fact that the movie called Rumble in the Bronx didn't spend even a day in New York. Like, it's all Jackie Chan, and it's all the stunts and fighting. Like, I remember the trailer just showed it off. I remember watching the movie as a kid in my house and just being like blown away. And even watching it now, I'm still just like, that movie to this day has some of the best stunts I've ever seen.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I was watching it before the stunts started happening, and I was really not feeling it. Wasn't really in the mood, and I was having some troubles with this. And then when he starts doing his stuff, all the stunts, I was at the edge of my seat being like, oh, hell yes, I'm here. I was 100% here as soon as he started doing all his stunts. And that's how much of a transformation it was watching this. Like,
And
the
just
plot
like-
was really losing me, and then it switched. The light bulb switched, and I was like, oh, I'm here for this and nothing else.
And there's so
Well,
much
it's like
amazing stuff in it, you just can't keep track of it. Like, even stuff that doesn't even really feel like a normal stunt, it's still just amazing. Like when the truck has him pinned between the wall and the truck and drives by him,
Yeah.
and you see the truck making contact the whole time. Like, that still gives me like a claustrophobic panic attack just thinking about it. Like, oh, I don't like it.
Or conversely, when he goes through the alleyway at that marina, and it's also similarly like tight space, I was
Yeah.
gasping.
Yeah.
And then he got stuck.
I mean,
And then he
like,
actually got stuck that time.
Yeah.
so I was thinking about what you were just saying there, John. Like until the stunt started, and there's a big sort of maybe like 10 minutes of setup, and I'd use air quotes for that, just set up like a quote unquote plot. But even in there, it's kind of like, well, we've got to have something where we can show off that Jackie Chan has fighting things. So they just have that wooden punching thing there for no reason. Just have like a full minute of him just punching on that, and then like
Never
some
remember
really
what those are called.
dramatic music or something. Just basically, yeah, look at this. He's really good at fighting, and then we're gonna explain that away how. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
You kept up with your fighting. Very good. I didn't.
Well, and that training, that training equipment, I've seen that in because I recently watched all the Ip Man films, as well as the show Warriors, and they feature that training tool a lot.
Yeah.
And just to see that kind of come around, I was like, oh, cool to see Jackie Chan use that, because all that stuff is inspired from, all of that. It was very cool to see that kind of come around, especially in like this film.
And seeing Jackie Chan use it, and just like how fast he can punch. It's one of the things I was thinking, Jesus, he is actually incredibly fast, because that's not sped up as well. And his hands are almost a blur.
And like, that's when we go back to the first movie we watched for this month of like Drunken Master, and like, don't get me wrong, he's incredible in Drunken Master. We talked about it at length. But you compare that to Rumble in the Bronx, everything is so much faster here. Like, he is lightning fast. And then even, like, we kind of talked about it last week. It was more than a week ago now. But last episode, where we had that really, like, the quintessential Jackie Chan thing, which is, anything can be a weapon and everything can be incorporated into a stunt. And we thought that was a little bit on display in Police Story. Nothing compared to this. They're just pulling random shit out of everywhere and just folding it into the action. It's just so fucking cool to watch.
I just like to
mean,
think
one of my
that
notes
his character
was-
in this is the same one from Police Story. Because they never say what his job is in Hong Kong.
No.
That's
And
true,
I made the
actually.
joke when we were talking about this earlier that when we were preparing for the episode that I think this is just Jackie Chan's Memento, and we just they chopped out the stuff about his short-term memory loss. So if this is the same character from Police Story, maybe he got shot and he has some short-term memory loss, and now he's just over here because he forgives everyone like that. Like, just, oh, you tried to murder me yesterday? It's cool. Don't worry about our past. You're kind of hot. I like your kid brother.
Yeah, I like your brother. Hashtag. Let's oh my god, what if they did a remake with this stuff in Show Me the Money? Forgot it.
Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire, where he just he's in it for the kid.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I mean, that kid gets a little creepy though from time to time. It's like, she's 21 and she's pretty.
Oh, he is.
And then he like wiggles his eyebrows as well. It's just like that's
And then
your
like touches her
sister,
face.
dude.
He touches her face very briefly, and I'm like, oh god.
Yeah. It's like, stop trying to get Jackie Chan to shag his
his
sister.
sister to get him to be around.
Oh yeah, but still, ew.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you, but at the same time, what a little strategist.
What a delightfully intelligent little perv.
Like, I need a dad figure in my life. All right, let's get this happening here.
I mean, at least if he's gonna go for a dad figure, he went for a good one. Because compared to like the last two movies, at least Jackie Chan's legitimately nice to women in this
Yeah.
one.
Oh my god, compared to the other two movies, he's a saint towards women.
Yeah, he wasn't a big fan of the lady folk the last two movies. I mean, he
Yeah,
was a
something
fan
I didn't
of them, but-
expect.
Yeah, and then this one much nicer, very
much,
polite
much
guy.
nicer.
This is the Jackie Chan I know and love. Look at how nice he is.
Oh dear.
What about some of these stunts though? Let's talk about a few of them. I want to start with the big poobah ankle breaker because I just think that's fucking insane.
I
So,
just feel bad looking because you didn't really see it.
oh, you see it.
Not in the movie, but you see it in the bloopers where they just show his ankle snapping.
I mean, but you can see if you're looking for it in the movie, you see him land wrong because that is the shot they used, and it's the
Yeah.
shot in the movie. If you for some
Well, they're not
reason,
doing another one.
yeah, well, they could have done one before, and there's like, oh, we're gonna use one where he didn't almost die. But since Jackie Chan does all his own stunts, he has this one sequence where the entire end of this movie, and we'll spend the end of the podcast talking about how stupid the end of this movie is. Trust me, we'll get back to the dumb part. Is Jackie Chan jumping from a cement block onto a hovercraft, and as he jumps onto it, he fucking breaks his ankle. And they use that shot, and throughout the rest of the movie, like every now and then he'll be limping, and it's because he's wearing a goddamn cast and just still being Jackie Chan.
With a sock that's painted to look like his trainer over
Yeah.
the top of it.
It's a well done sock thing.
Oh yeah, it
Yeah.
looks really good. It's almost like
I
they
figured.
can make movie
I
magic.
feel like. Yeah, I feel like the Hong Kong stunt films have got a lot of experience though with covering up casts from the looks of just some of these stunts in this film.
Yeah, I mean, when we do bloopers in America, it's a lot of like, "Oh, you said the wrong line. Isn't that funny? Look at the cast laugh."
Picture fell off the wall.
Oh, that's so funny. The
someone
Jackie Chan movies are
farted.
like, "Look at this person going in the ambulance. Look at this person going in an ambulance."
Oh yeah, no, that female motorcyclist. Yeah, she broke her neck. Whatever, just like that's a blooper.
Yeah, whoops. Oh, look at this guy. He's gonna get clotheslined by that thing, and that looks like it would hurt because it did hurt. He's in the hospital now.
He's in traction for 3 weeks.
God, do you think they'll have that at the end of the new Lord of the Rings? Because that's what I'm hearing from them right now. I don't know if you guys have been looking into that. Look into the stunts that are
Yeah, they're
going wrong in Lord of the Rings right now.
It's not going so well. Not that it went well here. Just look at because if these are the ones they're showing us, there's that many more. It's not like we just
Yeah.
showed all the
Yeah,
accidents.
these are
and
the
that-
funny ones.
These are the funny ones. Ooh.
Oh yeah, no, it is funny watching those bloopers, especially with just the scope of these stunts, and at my age now, feeling a bit of unease as I laugh, like okay, also ouch, or like where they're carrying
Don't-
Jackie Chan up the stairs away from set, and he's like, thumbs up. It's like, oh my god.
I'll be back tomorrow. But it's even like his stunts are just so insane in this movie. Like we thought they were big in Police Story with the big like with the pull down the elevator shaft with all the lights and everything
At
exploding.
least he was holding on to something.
Yeah, he was holding on to something. In this movie, he literally jumps from one building to another onto a fire escape. There's no strings. There's no net. He just fucking jumps.
There's
Yeah.
faith.
And
And then when you
so
see the
casual
behind
about
the
it.
scenes, you see people just kind of like hanging out, like, oh, whatever. He just jumped. Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Way
should-
too blasé.
we
It's
should
Hong
take,
Kong. Jackie Chan's
Alberto
jumping across
yelling, "Take
buildings
me
every day."
gravity" from Luca and put it into this movie.
Or even the stunt with the car with the truck with all the balls in it, trying to jump off of that onto a parking structure as the car gets pushed off. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god, that was stressful to watch.
You trip on that and you're going over with that truck.
Yeah.
I was like, the balls will break your fall.
What the fuck is that truck, by the way? Like, what is that?
The ball truck.
It's a ball truck. My bad.
I mean,
It's
I guess
a ball truck
duh.
driven by a Trump supporter.
Hey, Trump supporters don't wear tie-dye.
Well, he did out Jackie Chan in
Yeah,
the car
he
to
deserved
the
that.
gangsters.
He absolutely
ooh.
deserved his truck getting thrown
Ooh, a different
off
race
the-
than me. Get him.
I mean, I'd be suspicious if I was transporting something and some random guy was in the back of my truck.
Let me hide here.
I don't know you.
I don't think I'd react the same way that guy did, but it would have put me a little off.
I'd have been like, okay, I'll drive out because if I tell these people, they're probably going to fuck up my truck to get to this guy. So I'll just drive
Yeah.
out.
I don't think this guy had much
deserved that.
spatial awareness, so he didn't even notice the other people around him.
And it cost him his truck
Yeah.
and all his balls.
No,
the, the real important thing here, all the balls. Was there any other stunt that we've missed that you particularly loved? I've mentioned all of my favorites. Chewie, was there any that I haven't mentioned that you loved? It sounds like John has one locked and loaded.
I do have one. Yes, I do have one.
Go ahead then, while Chewie thinks.
The one where he has to dive into the sunroof of the car and have his legs splayed upside down as the motorcycle goes over his balls.
balls.
I
That
did-
was an
Balls.
First time that was a bit of a ooh moment.
yeah, and in the bloopers, the wheels actually hit him. Like,
But he
they
still
tapped
runs over
him.
and gives the guy a high five. Like, good job.
Yeah, you got him
Yeah,
ball tap.
you only grazed my balls.
I'd like to think, I'd like to hope that he had some sort of protection down there.
Oh yeah, like he had a bungee cord when he was jumping from building to building. Yeah, totally.
No, I mean
So
just
I
like
think
a
my
cup
favorite-
or something.
My favorite was probably the rock band, who was totally embracing the moment with the hovercraft.
Oh yeah, they were just so like,
Yeah,
what's
they were
that?
like, "Oh my God, this is just blowing out our hair. We look amazing. Keep playing, keep
Just
playing,
keep
keep
playing."
playing."
My
It's
favorite
not
was
quite a
alluded to
stunt,
that,
but
like,
if that was real life, it's kind of a stunt because they could have gotten like really hurt.
Yeah.
yeah, what street in New York though they're gonna allow you to just like a
A
random, rock
random
band
punk
just
show in the middle of the day.
yeah.
None. None would be the answer.
That also has a lot of people dressed as mascots.
This is a weird movie.
I like that, but I don't know if it was a frog or a lizard of some sort who was like telling the hovercraft to get out of there. Yeah, get out of here.
It was Brick Frog. If a brick hit the hovercraft after we saw that guy on screen I would have been like, over the moon.
It's been here the whole time and no one noticed.
Brick Frog is my spirit animal. Anyhow, all right. So if that's kind of the stunts, I think we got to finish this thing up the same way the movie did, and just talk about that hovercraft sequence because
Oh boy.
A, the sequence makes zero sense, but B, it's also kind of awesome.
Oh yeah.
Right.
That hovercraft can hover on everything.
It really
Yeah.
can.
I
Yeah,
can,
why
I
are
can
we
tell you
not
my
driving
train of thought
hovercrafts?
here. Yeah,
They seem
I don't
really
know.
safe. You can get run over by them and you're fine. You know, why are we not all driving around in hovercrafts?
And
no
not
one's
to
gonna
mention
get
that-
killed when they get run over.
Yeah, and then we can just drive on water now. Like that would save us a whole
Yeah.
bunch of time. Get rid of bridges. We all drive hovercrafts now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell you my exact thought process when that hovercraft showed up. It was like, what? And then I was like, what? And then I just kept saying what the whole time as it got more and more awesome. Yeah,
And then Jackie
less and
Chan's
less
pulling
sensible.
a sword out of a building that had one sword on display, and
It was an antiquities store.
but just
But
him
it's like-
driving down the road, like pinning it against the car to rip open the hovercraft. Like that was fucking awesome. It was stupid, but it was awesome.
I mean, that scene is literally there because Jackie Chan wanted to drive a Lamborghini. I am certain of that.
Uh-huh. Pardon the interruption. At this point, Chewie and I's son kind of lost his mind on the monitor, and Chewie had to go help him, so she might not be in the rest of the episode. We'll find out in a moment. Back to it.
So, like, one of the things that I just love about this is just how ludicrous, not even just the stunts are, but just random stuff. So, like, the cop with the cigar, he gets shot in the cigar, and he's fine. He gets knocked over, and he gets back up, and he's fine.
Yeah, like, I've had cigars before, and they are not that sturdy. My God. You have to keep those things, like, humid. Like, yeah, no, a bullet's going right through that and through his face.
And how
Because
lucky
it's
is it,
made
even
of-
if it is?
It's
Even
made
if
of
it is-
leaves and paper. That's not going to stop a bullet.
Yeah.
I know there's more to it than that, but that's it. It's leaves and paper.
Yeah. You're not wrong. There's nothing sturdy about it, unless, this was just a different time, and it was all densely packed, and I don't know that the nicotine slowed the bullet, or maybe his attitude, because he was a cop with an attitude.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
either the attitude or he was shot with a blank. It's one or the other.
And his cigar just exploded at that point randomly.
Best smoke I ever had.
I mean, it would be.
I mean, that is an example of smoking saving lives.
Yeah, there you go.
There you
We have
go.
Mixed messages.
Yeah, thought I was in a Resident Evil film for a second there.
Why were those movies so into smoking? I don't get it.
No.
Go listen to Alice in Zombieland. We talk about it a lot. The only other thing that I really want to mention, just especially like just how bonkers this movie is we've kind of danced around it, but we've never really specifically said why it's so fucking bonkers. With the ending, is it just kind of like the hovercraft gets destroyed by the car and sword I mentioned earlier, and then that scene sort of ends.
Yep.
And then, with no mention, the hovercraft is fine again, and they're on a golf course.
No. They've duct taped it back together.
It is a
Oh
blink
no,
and
no!
you miss
I
it
know
moment.
you can see that it's been fixed up, but they don't show us it getting fixed. They don't mention anything about it. They literally just
No.
there's a cut, and now the hovercraft is fine with some duct tape, and they're gonna go run over a guy.
Even the film can't think of a decent reason why they have the hovercraft again. So they have one of the characters go, any real reason for this trip? And it's like, oh, because White Tiger's guys have it or something. It's like, okay, yeah, that works for the story. Let's go.
Like it makes no sense. It really just looks like, can we do another shot with the hovercraft? I mean, we kind of destroyed it last shot. Can we fix it and do it again? Sure, why not? We ran over Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
Let's run over the bad guy.
Yeah. It's like probably Jackie Chan going, I want to drive that hovercraft. I want to drive it.
Because it makes no fucking sense. Like,
That
why is this
hovercraft broke my
happening?
ankle. I want to drive it.
I mean, okay, that's fair. That part's fair. All right, I think we've said pretty much all we can say about this movie. I think we should jump into favorite parts. I'd say favorite quotes if you got them. But since the whole movie's dubbed and kind of funky about it, I'm not sure if we're going to have any favorite quotes, but if you got them, great. But I'll go first with my favorite part. I've already kind of mentioned it. It's got to be the building to building jump, because I remember in the trailer that always blew my mind. When I was a kid, it blew my mind. And even now rewatching it, I'm like, it doesn't look that far, but if he fucked it up, he died.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
that's
more
too much.
career.
Yeah, that's it. There goes Jackie Chan. Bye. It just blows my mind. I'm still just kind of like, that's just bananas. Matt, what about you?
So I'll just say I've got a quote that's it's just so funny because of how stupid it is. Like, he says to the gang, don't you know that you're the sum of society? I bloody well hope not. I mean, when he says that, I'm just like, they tried to kill you a couple of days ago. Why are you not just beating them up again? But yeah, my favourite part is, I knew that you'd go with the building to building jump because it's just amazing. So I didn't put any of the stunts down. So I just went with a funny bit. And it's the bit where he gets thrown the helmet and hits that henchman in the face, and he's just like, the guy's like, oh, that's fine. And then like he just gets thrown a giant wrench out of nowhere, and then the henchman's like, no, please. just so like slapstick almost.
Yeah, the comedic timing of that is so out of place, and yet I was so there for it.
Yeah.
Jackie Chan has proven to me over 3 movies now, fuck, he can be funny.
Yeah.
His
I think
physical
one of
comedy
the things
is
that's
so good.
Yeah, one thing that sets his films apart from a lot of other sort of kung fu films is the comedy element.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's legitimately funny.
Yeah. And it's not just, it seems like comedy is injected into them a lot, like intentionally as well.
Yeah. John, what about you? What was your favorite one? Favorite part of this one?
The part where the mobsters hook up a bunch of chains to the marketplace and just completely tear the building down, leaving Jackie Chan in the living room of his boss's house and her on the crapper.
Yeah.
And he's all like, I can see you. Pull your pants up. It's like,
And then she's like, I don't care.
Priorities. She's got her head on straight. Who cares if you can see her without her underwear? A building was just ripped out from under you. Priorities.
Yeah. In a movie of bonkers things, that perhaps is my favorite bonkers thing. That just has such a great punctuation and just is so character revealing for both of them in such great comedic ways.
And it's the best moment in the movie, beyond the hovercraft stuff at the end, of how the fuck did you have time for that?
Yeah. There's a lot of chains there. They were not upstairs that long.
No, they weren't.
And how did they not hear it as well? I imagine like chains make a lot of noise.
Well, when you're hooking up chains to a truck for 10 hours, yeah, I imagine you'd hear something.
Yeah, there's just so much of that scene that if you break it out into one of those like variety style, like how it was made scenes on YouTube, you get into how ridiculous it is. Because, yeah, I saw the chains and I was like, oh crap, I'm in for a fun moment here.
And then you were.
Yeah. And it delivered. Just like, who knew that market, the whole building, the market itself was a Chekhov's gun in this movie? It was completely blasted out.
I mean, how many times did it get destroyed, to be fair?
Yeah.
I mean, it got messed up a few times. It got destroyed once.
Well,
yeah.
All right, let's move into double features. What would you watch? My God, what would you watch with Rumble in the Bronx? I have my answer locked and loaded, and it's very much kind of because I'll just go straight for it. I would watch Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Only because it's another movie that's supposed to primarily take place in New York and barely even fucking film there.
it's like 30 seconds of it's actually in New York.
Yeah, I would call I would call it the I Love Fake New York double feature.
Nice.
Oh, God.
Surprise, Chewie's back.
That's a good shout, though, to be fair.
Thank you. Chewie,
Mine's a little more...
Oh, sorry, Matt's going first. Go for it.
No, sorry. Mine's a little more... I don't know. It's just, yeah. So I was thinking about this, and I'm gonna go with Enter the Dragon, as it's basically the first Hollywood film that Bruce Lee did. And I know this wasn't technically a Hollywood film, but it was kind of the Hollywood the film that basically exploded in Hollywood for Jackie Chan. And I just think it'd be interesting to like compare the two styles of like Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan, considering the whole thing of Jackie Chan as well was everyone was trying to emulate Bruce Lee, and he did the opposite, and he actually became a bigger star than Bruce Lee because of that. And I just think it'd be quite an interesting double feature to see the contrast in styles between the two actors.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. Chewie, do you have one?
Cats versus dogs. There's martial arts in it.
I mean, you're not wrong.
And it's like, what? It's just crazy. I didn't have a good one.
I mean, that was a great one.
I love that.
That might be the best one so far, to be honest.
Yeah.
All right, John, good luck following that up.
Well, I'm not even going to try to top that one, but at the same time, I'm going off the theme that you started with, the Barely in New York, and it's going to be Crocodile Dundee 2.
I love that movie.
Oh. That movie is just basically, how can we get him back into the outback?
Yeah, and really the main connector, to play it serious for a little bit, the main connector is just plot whatever. The charismatic, like the charisma of the lead is what gets you through.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
That works. All right.
We
have
did it.
rumbled.
We've rumbled in the somewhere near the Bronx.
Yeah,
maybe.
we've rumbled in a movie where it takes place in the Bronx.
Yeah.
Bronx-ish.
Bronx adjacent.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
they were in Canada. They didn't film it in Hong Kong, so they were close.
Closer, yeah.
Yeah, closer. We have one movie left in Jackie Chan month. Should be a little sad to say goodbye. We didn't get to a lot of these. He's got quite a few movies, but we're officially going to America next time, and we are going to be doing Rush Hour. And I do apologize for anybody who's watching along with us who has to watch a Brett Ratner movie, but it actually isn't that bad of a movie. Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan are phenomenal together. It's a lot of fun to watch, so we can just forget about the fuckhead who made it and just kind of have fun watching the movie. And I think we'll all have a good time. I remember really enjoying it when it came out, and I hope everyone else does too.
Yeah,
but
it's been a long time since I've seen Rush Hour, to be fair, so I feel like I need to have a rewatch, and who knows, maybe I'll join you as well.
Oh yeah, always a possibility.
Or
we
maybe it just
couldn't
won't
make
work
it. We
out.
couldn't make it happen.
Well, maybe it just doesn't work out this week. So I know I've been saying for a while that the next month will be Bette Midler month, and unfortunately, I'm going to postpone Bette Midler month a little bit because a fucking wonderful man, Richard Donner, died, and he made some of the best movies ever. He still has made the best superhero movie ever.
Yep.
He's made the best buddy cop film ever. Like, he's just made one of the best kids movies ever. He's just made the best stuff, and it's really sad that he died. He died very old. It wasn't, a big shock or anything like that, but it's still sad to lose him. And I want to jump into a month full of his stuff. And Chewy and John were very kind and went, yeah, that sounds good. So that's what we're going to do. I'm not sure what movies we'll be doing next month because, as I said, he's done a fuckload of them.
His
but I
filmography
imagine-
is just a list of classics. Like,
Yeah,
if you look through it, it's just classic, 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 classic.
And then, before all those classics, a whole bunch of TV that I've never seen. But,
Yeah.
But I might do The Omen. I might do Superman. I might do his version of Superman 2. We might throw a Lethal Weapon movie in there, but maybe one of the sequels, because he actually made quality sequels, which so many people have problems with. I honestly
It's
don't know.
one of the few action film series where it's the same director for every one of them as well.
Yeah. Like, there's a lot of reasons that I kind of want to jump into, like, maybe part 4, the one with Chris Rock, because it's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I haven't really made up that list yet because it is kind of catching me off guard, and his death caught me off guard. So I don't have a list for you yet, but I will by next week. And let's jump into a very, very quick round of plugs. For this show and every other show on the ATH Network, be sure to check out athpod.com. We have quite a few episodes left of What We Do in the Shadows, titled on our network, Who, What, When, Where, and Why We Do in the Shadows. Matt and I and Joel and Drew have been having a blast so far with that ridiculously funny show, and I encourage you all to listen to it.
I can't wait to record the next two because those episodes are just incredible.
The nightclub episode, after rewatching it, is my favorite episode of this first season.
So funny. I am so
Amazing.
looking forward to recording those ones.
That hat, right? I teased it last week. Was I right about the hat? The hat is amazing.
The hat went somewhere where I did not expect. For some reason, I thought it was going to be like some
That
sort of
fucking
talking
hat. That fucking hat. That stupid fucking hat.
I'll take that hat back, you crispy piece of shit.
It's cursed.
Seriously, come check us out on Binge Buddies. We're having a lot of fun with that show. It is fucking amazing. John, what you plugging? I'm assuming some days with some demons.
Indeed. Demon Days. That actual play podcast I am a dungeon master for. We're having a great time in the dark underbelly of the world, and it's going to get even weirder and darker if this next session goes the way I plan. So, yeah. Check it out.
I think it was 2 episodes ago, I put together my most intricate intro ever, and I'm still very proud of it. I've listened to it a few times. I'm just like, yeah, footsteps, changing locations. I put work into this one.
Yeah, there is now lore to the narrative bookends to these episodes.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
All those editing classes paid off.
Yeah, I mean, film school. Thanks, Mom and Dad. I can do podcasts.
Yeah.
My bank is like, fuck you.
Matt, I'm assuming there's nothing to plug. Not trying to be rude.
No, unfortunately not.
Just thought I should ask before I just skip over you. I was just going to skip over you, but that felt rude. All right.
Rude either way, I guess.
Yeah, if I'm
Read
might
my
as well
old
just
articles.
double down on it, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Read old articles. They're still in there. They're still good to read.
You do write very good articles. People should read
Indeed.
I should write more.
I didn't say it. Anyhow, seriously, thank you everyone so much for listening. I've had so much fun with Jackie Chan Month, and I'm really looking forward to next week's Rush Hour. So I'm just going to say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
See you later, bozos.